I remember when I first learned about investing and making your money work for you, the idea really excited me. I went down that rabbit hole of researching what's the best investment. Was it the stock market, index funds, ETFs? Should I just put everything in the S&P 500 or be more diversified? But what about crypto? Isn't that the future? I missed out on the last bull run. I should surely put something into Bitcoin, or maybe some smaller cryptos would be better. But what about real estate, property? That's kind of the gold standard for investments, right? It took me a while to realize I was thinking about investing all wrong. I was hoping that investing into the stock market or crypto would give me another stream of income that would be the key to achieving my financial goals. The reality is, with an average return of around 8% in the stock market and inflation rates of 3% or more, just investing into stocks or crypto is not going to help people reach their financial goals unless you have a lot of money to begin with and can invest enough each month to just live off the returns, or you wait 50 years for compound interest to kick in. The good news is there are plenty of other investments that aren't stocks, crypto, or real estate that will give you a much higher ROI. And if your goal is ultimately to increase your income, these will directly affect your ability to make more money. So in this video, I'll discuss all the ways that I've been investing my money, and no, this is not financial advice. This is just what I've been doing lately, and maybe it'll work for you too. Every time I've gotten sick, I've reminded that health should always be my #1 priority. Without good health, every other aspect of your life will suffer. You won't feel like doing schoolwork, working on your business, going to the gym, or even spending quality time with friends and family. If your health is in top shape, you'll feel more energized, more productive, and focused throughout the day. You won't have brain fog, and all of this will improve your performance in just about every area of your life. All right, so how do you actually invest money into your health? It's maybe not as obvious as just buying a stock and watching the price go up and down. So here are a few examples of ways that I've been investing money into my health. First off, I got some blackout curtains, an eye mask, and some earplugs to help improve my sleep. I've been getting higher quality groceries, grass-fed meats, organic fruit to help improve my nutrition. My friends got me an Oura ring, and I also got myself a Whoop strap so that I can learn more about the data behind my sleep and exercise habits and how they might be affecting my energy levels and just overall health. I also got myself a reverse osmosis water filter, which I would highly recommend. Tap water can have loads of toxins and birth control hormones that normal water filters can't actually filter out. So I got one of these. It goes under your sink, and it's honestly not that hard to install and gives you nice, clean, high quality drinking water. I've also gotten some supplements, protein powder, vitamins, electrolytes to try and optimize my health. Now I would definitely get either a gym membership, or what I've been doing lately is trying to construct a home gym setup, which ideally will help me save money on a gym membership in the long run, help me save time because I don't have to go anywhere to go to the gym. I would also get some decent shoes or clothes to make exercising even more enjoyable. I want to make a quick side note before I get into the next point about how I determine how much money to invest into various things. First off, I set a monthly budget for how much of my income can be allocated towards investments. This of course will vary depending on your living expenses and your income, but in general, the more you can invest, the better. Right now, my living expenses are lower than usual, so I'm able to invest closer to 50% of my income. But for a while, I was investing around 20 to 30% of my income, which I think is a more realistic marker for people to aim to, but honestly, invest however much you can afford. To automate my investing, I made a separate savings account that automatically gets transferred 30% of my income every time I get paid. That way I can keep my investment money separate from the money I spend on living expenses or non-essential fun expenses. Next up, we've got education and skills. Investing in yourself and your own skills and knowledge can have an infinite return. It's basically like leveling up your character in a video game, unlocking all the skill trees so you can perform even better. The first way I like to do this is by investing in books or a Kindle. I used to not really be into reading. I would always say, well, I can just learn everything better on the internet or on YouTube. But then I realized that you can get way more in-depth, high quality knowledge through books that you can't find on YouTube or the internet. Another thing you can do is invest into online courses. And this is a great way to boost your knowledge about a specific subject, or a good way to supplement or continue your education after graduating from the traditional school system. I feel like there's kind of a stigma against online courses. People are very hesitant to fork over a couple $100 for an online course and, are very quick to call it a scam, but they're still far, far cheaper than university education and can be a lot more impactful on your life and give you a higher ROI in my experience. Another great option is joining online communities. The one thing that those pre-made online courses lack is that sense of community. And I think it's one of the few things that the university education system actually does kind of well. It can connect people all with generally similar goals in one place where, you're living together, eating together, going to classes together, hanging out together, etc. The problem with universities, besides the cost, of course, is that people don't always find that community within college. There's so many people people with a wide range of interests that it can be hard to find your people. The good news is nowadays you can get that community aspect for much cheaper through online communities. These can be more tailored to your specific interests and allow you to connect with people from all over your country and the entire world, something that universities don't always do well, especially if you went to a big state school like I did. So currently I'm in an online community for entrepreneurship and health. Another way to invest in your skills is to hire one-on-one coaches. I have one to tutor me in the Japanese language through the site called italki, and it's honestly not that expensive. If you're interested in learning a language, I think this is a great way to speak with a native speaker. But I imagine you could find private coaches for just about anything: business, relationships, health, fitness, fashion, you name it. But in general, the possibilities of what you can do in your life by just leveling up your skills and knowledge are truly limitless. You could end up reading one book that you got for $12 that inspires you to start a business that ends up earning you millions of dollars. That's a pretty good ROI in my opinion. The next investment that I like to make is in my own business. If your goal is truly to make money, then investing into your own business will give you a much better return than investing into some stock or crypto. I feel a lot better investing into my own business that I have complete control over rather than investing into someone else's company and just hoping that their stock price goes up. And also the ROI of your own business is basically infinite, whereas the stock market is more or less 8% a year. So if you have your own business or are looking to start one, don't be afraid to invest in better gear, software, outsourcing time-consuming tasks so you can work more on the business rather than in the business. I'm trying to grow this business around my YouTube channel, so I got a nicer camera, a decent lens, a good microphone. I've started outsourcing editing, and I've gotten some books to help me learn more about business and entrepreneurship. Next up, we've got saving time. A mistake I used to make and still do occasionally is not valuing my time. So try setting an approximate amount for how much you value an hour of your time. Maybe it's $30, $50, $100, $1,000, whatever it is. If I can pay that amount of money to save an hour of my time, then I'll usually try to do that and use that time to work on something that maybe has a higher ROI or that I can't easily outsource. At the same time, if there's something that takes you longer than an hour to do, but will only save or earn you an amount of money that's less than your hourly rate, then it's not really worth doing. For example, let's say there's a free giveaway at a local restaurant where you can get a free meal that would normally cost you $15. Sounds pretty good. I like free food. It usually tastes better when it's free. But then let's say your hourly rate that you set for yourself is $50 and it takes you 20 minutes to get to that restaurant. There's a long line, so you have to wait 30 minutes in line to get your food. It takes you another 20 minutes to get home. You've already spent over an hour of your time, which you value at $50, and you've only gotten a $15 meal from that. Or one thing that I'm personally guilty of is hesitating to donate old clothes or items because I think that I can resell it on eBay and make a little money. What usually ends up happening is I don't even take the time to resell it, so it just ends up sitting around cluttering up my room, or it takes so long to take the pictures, post the listing, package it up, take it to the post office, ship it out, that I don't even end up getting a positive ROI on my time. Some other ways I like to save time are by constructing a home gym setup so that I don't have to commute all the way to the gym. And you can also order online grocery delivery or some kind of meal prep service. All right, so I have my monthly budget for how much I dedicate towards investing. And every month I pretty much spend most of it on everything I've mentioned so far. But if there is any excess for the month, I'll sometimes end up putting the rest into just an index fund in the stock market, just to make sure that I'm actively investing everything that I can afford. Most of the time, the stock market will perform marginally better than just letting the money sit in my high yield savings account. But I want to emphasize that this is probably the last priority in terms of where I invest my money. And if I have a larger purchase that I need to save up some money for, maybe like a camera or an online course, then I will just keep that money in my high yield savings account until the next month. Let me know down in the comments how you've been investing your money. Do you go the more traditional route with stocks and crypto, or do you invest in yourself first before someone else's company? As always, do something today that your future self would thank you for.